You are listening to the Exceptional Conservative Network. For more information, go to www.theexceptionalconservativeshow.com.
That'll be script reads me.
Headley.
And I'm Ryan Wolf.
Our greatest responsibility is to serve our
Treasure Valley communities,
the El Paso, Las Cruces communities, Eastern Iowa communities,
Mid-Michigan communities.
We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But we are concerned about trying to get responsible, one-sided news stories
plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and
False news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
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 Yo, we trained actors, motherfucker.
Hey, good day to you all. Welcome to the new. I'm your host, Randy Perham. Happy Friday. Fantastic Friday. And this is the day that we spend thanking our men and women who serve our nation across the world, away from home, away from their warm beds, away from the craziness. Thankfully, for them. But we salute you, we appreciate you, and we thank you for your commitment and sacrifices and all that good stuff that you're doing to keep our freedom and our comfort and our way of life intact. So thank you for that. So just a follow-up, if you will, a follow-up to what's going on, because last week I talked about Simone Biles being, I guess you could say, hated on because of her extreme talents and abilities in the Olympics, and how the Olympic Committee are refusing, or change the rules, I should say, to not grade her based on her performance, because she does some extremely difficult maneuvers that would potentially hurt others if they tried it. So, coupled with that, we also have Naomi Osaka, who went through a period there a few weeks back, a couple months ago now maybe, about her mental health and being under pressure with media and just being in the sports life. And so both of these women has shown the human side that we tend to take for granted. And there's been some commentary in the media and by who's who people, influencers on social media, castigating both of these women as being weak and being not to standard, whatever that standard is. I'm not sure who's in the authority to define these standards, but okay. But there's something that people are forgetting and that is going back to being human. And with being human, you tend to have trying times, emotional times. Things get overwhelming for you at times, and you kind of have to dial back, regroup, recollect yourself, and then go right back at it again. And a lot of people fail to realize that. And mostly these are the kind of people that are not really productive themselves in life. Maybe they're in the fear of coming to that cusp of being overwhelmed, coming to that juncture in life of, man, there is a lot going on, and I need to, just dial back a little bit. They never experienced that. But for these two young ladies to recognize that before it became a problem, I commend them tremendously for that, because it takes a lot of courage and a lot of discipline to realize that about yourself. And it goes along the lines also with the fact that you're in the public eye nearly 24/7. And we're all in the public eye 24/7 in a sense, but some more than others. So that pressure of always making sure you're walking on eggshells, essentially. Otherwise, you're in some tabloid, or you're being called out on social media for something, for chewing Wrigley's bubblegum versus, bazooka. Yeah, it gets to that level of fidelity, of stupidity, that becomes a bit much for people. And we see it all the time, but once again, we don't recognize that becomes a problem for some people over a course of time. Now, Simone Biles is not a stranger to criticism. She faces criticism all the time, no matter how great she is. Same thing with Naomi Osaka. When Naomi Osaka first appeared on the scene, a lot of black people were just so quick to bring her into the fold of, oh, black girl magic and this and that and the third. But then when she came out, I was like, yeah, I just don't identify as exactly black. I'm more Japanese, and I believe she's Haitian Japanese mix. I could be wrong on the Haitian part, but you get my point. She's mixed, so she identifies with both of her ancestry lineage. And so a lot of black people took her to task for that. And she's like, yeah, whatever. But she still carried on. She still dominated in the sport. So you have those personal roadblocks that you face. Same thing with Simone Biles. Being 23 years old and traveling the world and being and working out and practicing and doing her routines nearly 14, 15, sometimes 18 hours a day, that becomes a bit taxing after a while. And then you have to deal with your social life. It becomes a bit much. And then you got critics, on your team. You got critics in the media. You got critics, your fans, non-fans, and what have you. So you're taking in all that stuff. So sometimes we just need to dial back and say, you know what, I'm going to take a break from this, because this is, woo, wow, people. So I say give them a break. Leave them alone. Let them be who they are. Because you would not want that for yourself. And it leads into the next piece of when we talk about suicides. See, we don't want to get into this conversation. We talk about, in the veteran community, we talk about 22 a day. We talk about, the homeless rate, homelessness and mental health in that community and everything else. And we find ways to excuse it. And we look at, they had experienced some kind of trauma in their life, and this, and then the third. But they're not the exemption to the rule, just like these athletes are not. Everybody has different predicaments going on within the pillars of their life. So mental health affects everyone. It may affect them differently. So like I said, going back to the veteran community, being deployed and hell, there are some veterans that never deployed, but they deal with things in garrison, they deal with things at home and what have you, and so all that stuff accumulates over time, and they feel like, okay, I'm at this dead end, don't know who to turn to, don't know what to turn to, but I'm going to turn this gun on myself. I dealt with this stuff for years. both on active duty and within the veteran community. So I understand the things that they go through when it comes to that point. It's the same thing with the homelessness. Folks that are homeless, there's reasons behind it. We can't just lump them all into one category and say, oh, well, you know, they're just lazy and this and that and the third. No, a lot of them are experiencing mental health issues as well, where they cannot cope in a functioning society. They cannot go get a job and maintain that job. They cannot go and get a place, you know, rent a house or buy a house and everything else and function within those domains. They cannot be social with people that require interaction to do these things. So they set up camps on sidewalks, under bridges, and everything else out in woods and what have you to be away from that stuff. And a lot of them are on drugs because that is a gateway to escape the problems that they're facing. Not making an excuse for it. These are just realities that we fail to consider and fail to understand. We just like to put everybody into a box and say, you know, well, they're just this, without even talking to the person. We're all guilty of it. So I say to you, dial back the rhetoric and think about what it is that you're saying and think about what it is that you're trying to convey to other people to create judgment on somebody that you don't know. That's a dangerous thing to do. Now, I get it. You want to maybe put somebody in a box in passing type of thing. We all do that. It's judging. Okay. But if you're gonna harp on it and then you try to spread that rhetoric into other circles, that's where it becomes a problem. And we look at the same things with people that are committing criminal acts. Oh, they're just a criminal. They're just a thug. They're just this, and they come from a father's home and this and that and third. Well, at the end of the day, when you think about it, a lot of criminals, depending on what the crime is, a lot of them do come from two-parent homes. A lot of them. Or they have had both of their parents in their lives. May not be together in the house, but they have both parents in their lives. So we can't always just blame it on that. We also can't just blame it on just their environment, because there are people that's within their environment that went on to be great and successful people. There's something in the brain that clicks to make people want to do these things. Make people want to kill somebody. Make people want to sell drugs. Make people want to do drugs. Make people just say, you know, the hell with life. I'm not going to be a productive member of society. Those are different little mechanisms that click in our brain. Can we attribute that to being a mental health issue? Absolutely. Because we need to get to the bottom as to why they're experiencing this and not wanting to be a part of the fold of the rest of society. But that's... I'm not a psychiatrist or a psychologist or a sociologist. I'm just laying out what I experienced, what I have seen, what I have personally dealt with. And for these ladies to face that and have the courage to say, you know what, I recognize a problem, I'm going to deal with this problem, and take some time away. Or just dial back and just sit on the bench. Versus breaking news, such and such killed themselves today. And then people are trying to figure out why. And you know you've seen the news. That has happened. People like Robin Williams just up and hung themselves without warning. Anthony Bourdain, another one. Prominent, great people doing great things in life, and all of a sudden, bam, they're gone. By their own hands. Folks, chill out. We'll be right back. We're going to take a quick break.
You are listening to the Exceptional Conservative Network. For more information, go to www.theexceptionalconservativeshow.com.
Now we need to go to community by community, neighborhood by neighborhood, and oftentimes door to door, literally knocking on doors to get help to the remaining people protected from the virus.
Can I help you?
Oh, hi. I'm with the Biden administration. Do you have a minute for me to tell you about the non-FDA approved injection we desperately want you to get?
Why the hell are you knocking on my door?
I'll take that as a yes. We've been reviewing your medical records and it appears as though you haven't gotten the...
That's illegal.
Indeed. And what they show is you haven't gotten the shot yet. So I'm here on your private property to pressure you into doing so.
Letting politicians decide what medicines I take is insane. You're not doctors, you're not even qualified.
We're politicians. We like power. And we feel that qualifies us to do whatever we want.
It absolutely doesn't. What I put in my body is my choice, and I'll consult my doctor over that because he knows me personally. Because it's a medical issue.
No, ma'am. This is more of a political issue. You can trust us.
You're part of the government, and you work for me. And you being here is a complete infringement on my rights. You need to read the Constitution.
At the Biden administration, we don't believe in the Constitution. It's not really how we want to govern, so you need this shot.
The fact that you really want me to get this thing makes you look really, really suspicious.
Thank you. You don't even know the half of it.
And the more you push this thing, the more I doubt the safety.
Oh no. When you look at this spreadsheet with our profit margins, you'll see that what we're working with here is totally safe for business. And the long-term clinical trials of an hour and a half are squeaky clean. You have nothing to worry about.
It seems like you just want control.
For your protection, yes. Thank you for seeing. We're just looking out for your best interests with our propaganda campaigns, censorship, and now me being here knocking on your door. You're welcome for all that we've been doing.
Are people dumb enough to believe that?
Some are. Now, I would really like to stab you with this needle and inject what's in it that you have no control over into your body.
Absolutely not.
I kind of just want to do it anyway.
My body, my choice, you creep.
That's not the way we see it. At the Biden administration, we look at it as your body, our choice. It's kind of a Bill Cosby-inspired mentality we've adopted.
Get off my property now. Get the off my property.
No. I don't understand. Are you saying you don't want the shot that you've chosen not to get? Wait. While I'm here, do you mind if I confiscate all your guns?
Go ahead and try.
Hello, I'm Congressman Don Young. I want to speak to you personally about COVID-19 vaccinations. I was proud to be a supporter of Operation Warp Speed when we developed the vaccines in record time. There's much misinformation out there, so I'll be very clear in my position. These shots are safe, effective, and they cost you nothing. The new variants of the Delta strain have actually caused great strain in Alaska. We must take this seriously. That is why I chose to get vaccinated, and I think you should do the same. These shots can save your life and the lives of people around you. They'll help us fight this virus and get done with it, so we don't have to wear the mask anymore. So go online or go to your local drugstore or wherever they've set up the clinics and make an appointment today or get the shot today. I think it's crucially important. I urge you to do this, as I've done. I got it vaccinated. I believe it works. I know it works. I want you to do the same thing for Alaska and yourselves. God bless you all, and let's get vaccinated.
You are listening to the Exceptional Conservative Network. For more information, go to www.theexceptionalconservativeshow.com.
Hey, welcome back. And guess who is joining us? April.
Hey.
She decided
April.
My wife, April. My co-host, my lovely and beautiful co-host, April.
Thank you. Hey.
It's been so long since I had to say that, so I'll never forget. My bad.
No, don't you ever forget.
Anyways, so she's decided to crash the show today, unexpectedly, but that's okay. Welcome back, honey.
I didn't
Welcome
crash.
Back.
I didn't crash.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Is it a welcome back?
Yes, she took my chair and everything. So, but it's all good. Anyways, so what I was just playing for you all is a prelude to what's going on with the Biden administration deciding to mandate that federal workers get vaccinated. Now, honey, are you willing to get the vaccine?
Hell no.
Why?
First off, don't even know what the vaccine. They don't even know what they're vaccinating. First off, they don't even know what COVID is really. That's first. And secondly, they're getting a vaccination for something that they don't know, and they're killing people
in the process.
Yes, yes. Johnson & Johnson.
Yep, Pfizer and Moderna, but more so with Johnson & Johnson vaccine.
Yes, Johnson & Johnson really has had problems with their vaccination, and people are just like, hey, go get vaccinated, go get vaccinated. How about you just stay home? How about you wear your mask? Which I don't even. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay, I believe in Darwinism. The strong will survive. So.
Okay.
Do what you feel that you need to do to feel safe. But at the end of the day, what's gonna happen is gonna happen.
That's fair enough. Fair enough. I would say for people that are on the fence about the vaccine, it is your choice. It should be your choice whether or not you want to get the vaccine or not.
Honey, that's the doorbell.
I'll get the door in a minute.
Oh, I can talk.
Okay, I'll be back.
So you guys, listen. I just got that man they call Randy Perham a great lunch because he deserves it. He didn't know, but he has it. Bring it in. I already told them what I got you. Bring it in. Ow!
Here. Anyways, so just so disruptive.
I know.
But back to the vaccine issue. It should be an individual choice on whether or not they want to get the vaccine or not. And with that,
you can talk while you're opening.
Stop! I'm not opening food right now. And with people not realizing is also medical insurance companies are not providing coverage when there is an incident from these vaccines. So that's the other hesitation that a lot of people are not taking into consideration as to why people are refusing to get this vaccine, because if something does happen, they're not covered. So it is what it is with that. And then we also got to consider the Delta variant with the vaccine is already been proven that it's not being effective, according to the CDC article report that the Washington Times reported on, the New York Times, reported on this morning. Yes, honey.
I didn't say anything.
Food.
No, honey. I want you to get your food.
Oh, what's one of mine?
Oh, we don't know which one's yours.
Shrimp and potatoes. Crab legs.
Yep, all of that. Anyway, so listen. Like I said, I got him a great lunch because he deserves it. He's been working around the clock hard. Trust me, he has. I came on, I disrupted his show on purpose because he's boring.
Wow. I'm not boring.
You are boring. You're very boring.
Anyways.
He's boring, and so we need to spice it up a little bit. And so what I do want to talk about is about genetics. So I've never ever been like, hey, you need to know your family, you need to know your family tree or whatever. I don't care. Whatever, because my family tree is like so out there. Whatever. But you need to know your genetics, because in case there's like a medical issue or something comes up, you need to know what's going on in your family to know that you're predisposed of something that's going on. And so I wanted to talk about that. What do you think about that, honey? Like, for instance,
I agree.
So for instance, like, both of your parents were deaf, but you were not. So, but that's something that's genetic.
Partially is genetic. Partially. So you can be born without the interocular drum, nerve, something like that. I can't remember what it's called. You can be born without that. And that's how a lot of people become deaf or born deaf, is because they're born without that. Then there's some that they are born with it, but it deteriorates over time as they get older, and they become deaf that way too. So yes, it is part of genetics.
That's what I said. You just said partially.
It's partially. Yeah, it depends on the situation. That's why you have like totally deaf people.
It's all genetic.
It is all genetic, but it depends though. So
it doesn't depend. It's all genetic. Okay. You just said. I said
all right,
genetic.
All right, fine.
Oh
yes,
my
it's all
goodness.
genetic. Yes.
Okay, and this is why his show is boring. This is why his show is boring.
My show's not boring.
Your show is very boring.
My show is a blockbuster.
Your show is boring. Anyway, so now I can't even recover from that because you made it so boring. You made it so freaking boring.
I give information. Thank you.
Okay, so next what I want to talk about is like I'm doing this whole lose weight thing, summer body, but here's the thing. I'm obviously not doing it right because I don't know, it's not working right. It's so funny. Why are you why are you laughing?
You lost enough weight. You need to gain weight.
No.
You do.
No, I'm good. Look at me. Look. Can you see?
Yeah, I can see very well. And all other 3,000 people that are watching, you can see very well. Folks, I understand. But anyways.
What was that?
Anyways.
What was that?
That was a thumbs up that you need to eat.
Who said thumbs up?
Nobody. I can just see it. Well, anyways, folks. So my response to Congressman Don Young, who I am challenging for the House of Representatives, my response was this last night to him. Hey, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Randy Perham, candidate for the U.S. House of Representatives for the great state and the last frontier, Alaska. Here's the bottom line. There are some things that we already know concerning with COVID-19 and the vaccines. Number one, the CDC cannot confirm nor deny whether or not that natural immunity from those who have already experienced COVID will last for years, months, or decades. But we do know that natural immunity is possible from this virus. Number two, concerning the vaccine itself, they cannot also tell you whether or not that when you get the vaccine, whether or not you are fully immune from the virus. As we already seen, so many people have already gotten sick, reinfected, and died that's fully vaccinated. We already understand these very baseline facts. So for the federal government to put out this concerted effort to push a vaccine, although it should be the choice of the individual or whether or not they want to receive the vaccine or not. There should not be a mandate, nor there should be a mask mandate. These are all things that have been proven not to work. I cannot be any more clear than that. These are things that we have already seen not working. The other thing, with this Delta variant that's going around right now, the concern by the federal government has been nothing more than a farce. If they were so concerned about the Delta variant or even the COVID in any form, they would not have been allowing the borders to be opened and allowing people to come through the gates, busing them and flying them around the country, further spreading the virus in communities that have either already seen a decrease in cases or have no cases at all. So if the federal government is actually serious and actually care about the American people, then they will put a cease on having the borders open and put a cease on trying to force Americans to get a vaccine that is not actually working. I'm Randy Perham, and I approve this message. All right, so in short, the idea that the federal government is pushing them a vaccine that people are dying from, and people with COVID that are fully vaccinated are still dying and still being hospitalized. And like I said, I'm not going to read this whole article, but I'm going to read you some highlighted points here. The Delta variant is much more contagious, more likely to break through protections afforded by the vaccines, and may cause more severe disease than any other known versions of the virus, according to an internal presentation circulated within the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. The Delta variant is more transmissible than the viruses that cause MERS, SARS, Ebola, the common cold, the seasonal flu, smallpox, and is contagious as chickenpox, according to the document, a copy of which was obtained by the New York Times. There were 71,000 new cases per day on average in the United States as of Thursday. The new data suggests that vaccinated people are spreading the virus and contributing to those numbers, although probably to a far lesser degree than the unvaccinated. Now, I'm getting off the article. This is some extra extrapolated data that I pulled this morning right before coming onto the show. Between December 14, 2020 and June 28, 2021, VAERS, it's a database that the doctors report from deaths from COVID, received 5,718 notifications of deaths from vaccinated people with COVID out of the 324 million doses administered. So it was given a total of 119 million people in the United States has been vaccinated as of June 28. In Massachusetts alone, 91 deaths occurred out of the 6,373 cases, and all 91 were vaccinated people, 361 hospitalizations. And as of June 26, according to the CDC website, 4,115 fully vaccinated people have been hospitalized or died. So the probability, and we already know the recovery rate from an unvaccinated person getting COVID is around 99%.
Boring.
So
boring. I don't care. COVID has been like the whole last year. Boring. I don't care.
It's this year.
Whatever.
What's going on right now?
So what?
Okay.
Protect yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Do what you feel like you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. You just gave a whole bunch of statistics that really is boring.
It's your biscuit.
No, I am, because guess what? It was boring. I sat here and I listened to it, and it was
What would you like to talk about? Oh, this week was our grandson's birthday. He turned 1 year old. So, happy birthday, Buddy Bear.
Mary. So, that's great. It was our grandson's birthday. Our first grandson. We're still trying to figure that out. We don't know how to be grandparents yet. But we're working on it.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not the best, but I thought you were going to bail me out. We're not the best.
We are the best grandparents ever. Speak for yourself.
What?
folks, we'll be right back. We're going to jump to a quick commercial break. Keep it locked right here.
You are listening to the Exceptional Conservative Network. For more information, go to www.theexceptionalconservativeshow.com.
Clear. Now that we have a Delta variant, that has changed the entire landscape. Because when you look at the level of virus in the nasopharynx of a vaccinated person who gets a breakthrough infection with Delta, it is exactly the same as the level of virus in an unvaccinated person who's infected. That's the problem. So those data are very compelling, and that triggered the change in the CDC guideline.
Hey, welcome back. So, our Reach One campaign. Tune in to www.tecntv.com and pick a show or watch all the shows and watch it for a week and give us feedback as to what you think, what you like, what you dislike, and we will go from there. We appreciate that. So, once again, www.tecntv.com. Our Reach One campaign. Pick a show or all the shows and let us know what you think. Honey, you're up. What you got?
All right, so I hijacked his show. So it's not his fault. It's not his fault. Big shout outs to Ken. Anyway, so we talked about the genetics. He didn't leave me anywhere with that. So
what do you want me to say? There are things that we're predisposed to, and so external environmental interferences can trigger things that you otherwise would not have been activated had he not been exposed to them. So, and that's another part of genetics.
You're so
your
boring.
lifestyle,
You're so boring. You're so boring. Oh my gosh.
Okay, I'll be boring.
Oh my gosh.
The things you eat, your lifestyle, how much sleep you get. Those are things that trigger. Those are things that trigger. Those are things that trigger, stuff that you're predisposed to in your genetics, in your DNA. It is what it is.
Have you been doing this since I've been gone?
Pretty much.
You're boring.
I'll be boring.
Okay. So anyway, so I got some food for that man they call Rennie for him because he deserves it. He really puts in a lot of work. He really does. You guys just really don't know how much work he puts in. And I really do appreciate him. He doesn't even realize how much I appreciate him, but I really do.
Camera's up there. Should have been the bottom camera.
I'm not looking at a camera at all, whatever. So anyway, you guys don't even realize how much I appreciate him, but I really, really do. So I take every chance that I can get to show him that I do appreciate him. Now, next thing is this. I think I want to open a business, honey. I already told you that, and you brushed me off.
I did.
So now we're on camera.
My thoughts have not changed.
I want to open a business.
You want to open a business?
Mm-hmm.
She wants to make masks, seasonal masks.
Don't tell my fucking Don't tell my stuff so someone else can pick it up
It's already happening, April. Be sure to support the launch of April's business, whatever that may be, whatever it may be. Coming to a theater near you soon.
You made me say a bad word.
You're always saying bad words.
You're always saying bad words.
You need to be rebaptized. Ow! Stop! Where are you going? You need to be rebaptized. Thou shalt not hit your husband. That's the 11th commandment. Folks.
So listen, you guys, it was great being back here, and I'm sorry that I hijacked his show. It's his show.
No, it's our show.
Okay.
You just need to make sure you make yourself announced before you just come hijacking it.
If it's our show, I could just walk in at any time.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
All right. So thank you so much.
Yep. Folks, you can pick up my book, The New You, Now Equipped with Wisdom, on Amazon in e-Kindle format. You can follow me on Twitter at rperm, Getter at rperm, pretty much all social media platforms. rperm. I do have a new Facebook page, says Randy Perm 2, so you can catch me over there. Yeah, if you want to be a guest on the show, please shoot me an email at rperm@gmail.com. And we can work out the details to that. If you want to support our program, support my campaign for Congress, you can do so through Cashapp or PayPal, $, capital R, Perm for US, PayPal @R Perm for US, or you can just go to the website, www.rpermforus.com, and contribute to the campaign, because we need to get my current...
so by the way, no longer is he going to be talking just for free. We need donations. So you can donate. You want to talk? Donate. That's it. That's it. You want to talk? Inbox? Donate. Period. I said it. He won't say it. I said it. He's not going to talk unless you donate.
Okay. Fair enough. Folks, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you all on Monday. God willing, God bless. Y'all have a fantastic weekend. Stay out of trouble. And we will see you all later. Ciao, ciao.
You are listening to the Exceptional Conservative Network. For more information, go to www.theexceptionalconservativeshow.com.